Part 10. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 91. Chu Wei was stunned. What the hell? System, I just thank you. When did it turn into admiration? Are you so narcissistic? 3, 2, 1. Crazy bonus mode starts. Next, when Chu Wei was confused, the system's prompt sounded crazily in Chu Wei's mind. Ding. Reward the host with 1 physical point. Ding. Reward the host with a spiritual energy value of 10,000. Ding. Reward the host with 2 wisdom attribute points. Ding. Reward the host with a spiritual energy value of 50,000. Ding. Reward the host with 10 points of main attribute. Nanny, Chu Wei was really shocked this time. Chu Wei was actually relieved about the bunch of rewards that the system just prompted, but Chu Wei couldn't help but be shocked when he heard this one. The system actually gave him a one-time reward of 10 points of main attributes. Chu Wei has used the system to extract biological genes hundreds of times, but he has only obtained one main attribute once. It can be said that the main attribute is currently the most difficult attribute to obtain. And the most important thing is that the system upgrade version function must rely on main attribute points. System, are you so realistic? Chu Wei remembered the last time he praised the system. The system gave him a huge amount of spiritual energy. This time, well, let's just say he admires it. It actually turned on the so-called crazy reward mode. If you praise it, it will give you crazy rewards. What a realistic system. However, the system's rewards are far from over. Ding. The host will be rewarded with 5 points of physical strength. Ding. Reward the host with a spiritual energy value of 50,000. Ding. Reward the host with an exclusive blood recovery pill. Hey, there's something different. Ding. Reward the host with a spiritual energy value of 100,000. Ding. Reward the host with an exclusive self-destruction talisman. Ding. Reward. Award. When Chu Wei was numb, the sound of system rewards finally stopped. The latest character panel of the host is as follows. Strength, 100 points, the attack power it can cause is 10,000 pounds. Note, the host has reached the highest level of physical strength currently. Physical strength, 80 points, able to defend against attacks with a force of less than 8,000 kilograms. Note, when reaching 100 points, special skills for physical strength will be activated. Agility, 61 points, 32 attacks per second. Spirit, 10 points. You can clearly feel all movements within 10 meters. Wisdom, 15 points. Note, the host can independently consume wisdom points to obtain various professional knowledge, and can also use wisdom points to ask questions to the system. Aura value, 2 million/4 million. The current level of spiritual energy is level 9. Main attribute points, 11 points. It's only 11/100 to upgrade to the next version of the system. Host abilities, Red Lightning, Fire. Host physique, Half Dragon. Host skills, Aura Finger Gun, Suction Hand. Host specific skill, Arm of Power. Host equipment, Chopping Knife, Steel, and Wood Armor. Host consumables, Chi Blood Pill, Fire Phoenix Blood Pill, Blood Recovery Pill, and a Self-Destruction Rune. Host occupation, Level 2 Weapon Refiner, Level 1 Formation Engraver. Looking at his attribute panel, the crazy rewards from the system this time really gave him a lot of things. The first is the physical value attribute. It actually went from the original 20 points to 80 points, and the physical value is more than 60 points. Chu Wei's last trip to the forest only had more than 10 points. And there is an additional note behind the attribute points: when it reaches 100 points, exclusive skills for physical strength will be activated. Does it mean that when every attribute value reaches 100, there will be an exclusive skill? In addition to the physical value, the next step is the mental value. After reaching 10 points, the range of keen perception expands to 10 meters. Wisdom points, main attribute points, and aura values have all been greatly improved. Apart from these attribute values, what Chu Wei is most concerned about is obtaining 2 exclusive consumables for himself, the blood recovery pill and the self-destruction talisman. This exclusive thing sounds like a VIP. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiangzike. Chapter 92. Chu Wei decided to take a good look at these things. In a few ups and downs, he jumped to the top of a big tree more than 10 meters high. Chu Wei lay lazily on the top of the big tree, facing the blue sky, and then happily studied the VIP items the system had just given him. When looking at the blood-restoring elixir, the information about this elixir appeared in Chu Wei's mind. It is an exclusive item for the host and cannot be transferred. The effect of the elixir is that no matter how injured you are, if you take the blood-restoring elixir, you will immediately return to your peak state. Chu Wei thought for a moment, this pill is equivalent to a life. Then Chu Wei looked at the detonating talisman again. The detonating talisman is a one-time explosive item that can cause huge damage. Those who are in the realm of the Ultimate Awakener will definitely die. Weakness, explodes into an indiscriminate attack. Under the realm of the Ultimate Awakener, death is certain. Chu Wei's heart skipped a beat. This small detonating talisman was definitely a valuable treasure. In the realm of spiritual cultivation, there are first the superpowers, the awakened ones, the second awakened ones, the great awakened ones, and then the ultimate awakened ones. This means that this small detonating talisman can kill people in the great awakened realm. This kind of thing is too scary. You must know that people in the realm of the great awakened have supernatural powers that have awakened life. Even when the spiritual cultivator is sleeping, the supernatural powers can turn into warriors to protect themselves. People who have reached that level can no longer be considered masters, but can be said to be truly strong. Because their power has surpassed countless people. Chu Wei carefully put away this valuable treasure. If this thing were sold, it would probably be worth a small town. However, this thing has a few imperfections. One is that it is disposable, and the other is that it has a fatal weakness, indiscriminate attack. In other words, if he were in the explosion, he would also die together. But no matter what, with this thing, I will have the confidence to go to big cities in the future. Whoever dares to fight with me will die together. If anyone makes me miserable, I will make others miserable even if I die. This is Chu Wei's character. Diddy, 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 it was Chu Wei's cell phone that rang. After connecting the video call, the front camera of the phone projected Tang Meier's appearance. Classmate Chu, your little life is so wonderful, you are actually enjoying the cool air in a big tree. During the video call, Tang Meier could see Chu Wei's mobile phone within about 10 meters. After 2 cooperations, Chu Wei and Tang Meier left each other's mobile phone numbers. Chu Wei leaned lazily against the big tree. What do you want from me? Can't we just look for classmate Chu when we have nothing to do? Chu Wei, I'm very busy, getting stronger every day. Tang Meier in the video was stunned. She obviously didn't expect Chu Wei to say this. Classmate Xiao Chu, you won't have a girlfriend in the future. I'm not afraid, I want to become stronger, but you must have had a lot of boyfriends. Tang Meier frowned. Who told you this? I won't beat him to death. I guessed it. How did you guess it? Your hair, big waves, the standard look of a scumbag. Tang Meier immediately took a deep breath and said angrily, Chu Wei, you'd better not let me see it, or else I'll spank you. Chu Wei shrugged helplessly, I'm not a child, and I'm spanking you. Besides, you can't spank me. I'm better than you. Seeing Chu Wei's indifferent look, Tang Meyer took a deep breath again and said, let's get down to business. You are very lucky. Our Chamber of Commerce has discovered Xiangang, and it is exactly 5 meters long, which is what you need. Really? Chu Wei's lazy body straightened up immediately. Well, it's true, but I heard that there are a lot of people wanting to buy it, and there is also a more difficult person. Come over here quickly. Troublesome character? Chu Wei frowned. In Taiyuan City, Chu Wei is not afraid of anyone. I'll come over right now. After hanging up the phone, Chu Wei headed directly towards the Tang family Chamber of Commerce. Although Chu Wei was wildly rewarded by the system's passive mode today, Chu Wei's will to become stronger did not relax because of this. Although in Taiyuan City now, it can be said that Chu Wei is not afraid of anyone, but in the big cities outside, the imperial capital, and the entire Eastern Alliance, there are countless strong people in the outside world. Chu Wei feels that he can be proud and arrogant, but he cannot be ignorant. He still needs to become stronger, only then can he continue to do whatever he wants in the future. Do what you want to do. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiangzike. Chapter 93. Chu Wei's recent goal is the magic sealing array in the forest. The white giant sword is sealed with a 5th level array, which must be a treasure. If this giant sword is a 5th level weapon like the magic sealing array, then Chu Wei can imagine that this giant sword may be like the detonating talisman, and it can be used continuously. If the giant sword can really be as powerful as the detonating talisman, then Chu Wei can imagine that when he gets the giant sword, that will be the day when he, Chu Wei, can do whatever he wants. Xiao Chu, I'm here to pick you up. Chu Wei didn't expect that Tang Meir drove her spiritual convertible sports car to the school gate just after he walked out of the school gate. Thank you. Chu Wei felt that Tang Meir was quite good to him. Brake, another sports car stopped at the school gate, and the car stopped next to Tang Meir. And Chu Wei happened to know the owner of the sports car, who turned out to be Lin Wei. As soon as Lin Wei saw Chu Wei, hatred was boiling in his eyes. Now, whenever people in Taiyuan City talked about Lin Wei, they would mention how he was defeated miserably by Chu Wei, the top weapon refiner in Taiyuan City. Chu Wei was also slightly stunned. He didn't expect to see Lin Wei suddenly, and the back seat of Lin Wei's sports car was full of roses, almost filling the entire back seat. Brake. 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 Several more sports cars stopped at the school gate, and they were all convertibles, and the back seats were full of roses. Chu Wei was stunned again. Are these people selling flowers at the school gate today? Tang Meir opened the door of her sports car, walked down with her plump long legs, and then, while Chu Wei was confused, she hugged Chu Wei's arm intimately and said, Lin Wei, didn't you say that you would no longer pursue me after I had a boyfriend? Now you see, this is my boyfriend. What? Chu Wei only felt a flash of lightning passing through the air. What was going on? Who is this man? Why did Tang Meir say he was her boyfriend? One of the people in the sports cars parked behind looked at Tang Meir and Chu Wei with a puzzled look. The people in these sports cars are all young people from society. In Taiyuan City, most of them have powerful families and money. They either drink or pick up girls every day. Today, just after getting up, Lin Wei invited them to help him send flowers to Tang Meir. The reason why Lin Wei did this was entirely to show how many connections he had in Taiyuan City. He wanted Tang Meir to know that almost all young people with some fame in Taiyuan City would give him Westbrook a face. Didn't Westbrook say that Tang Meir has always been single? That's right, who the hell is this? He actually dared to compete with our Westbrook for women. He doesn't want to mix in Taiyuan City anymore. This person seems to be Chu Wei. Some people in several sports cars recognized Chu Wei. Is he Chu Wei? The Chu Wei who once embarrassed Westbrook? When Lin Wei heard this, his brows immediately frowned, and he turned to look at Jojo who had just spoken. Jojo also realized that there was something wrong with what he had just said, and immediately lowered his head. Chu Wei was also stunned. It seemed that his reputation was really big now, and everyone knew that he had embarrassed Lin Wei. But then Chu Wei's hand moved, and Chu Wei instinctively wanted to pull his hand out of Tang Meier's arms. But Tang Meier put her head close to Chu Wei's ear and whispered, "Do you still want me to help you continue to collect the materials you want?" Of course. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiang ZK. Chapter 94. Then you just cooperate with me. I'm really tired of being pursued by this guy Lin Wei, so you just pretend to be my boyfriend, and then I just reject him. Chu Wei frowned, this is too casual. It's still my first love. Chu Wei, let go of Tang Meier, Lin Wei spoke to Chu Wei with a gloomy face like water. Chu Wei looked disdainful, which of your dogs saw me tying her up? Look clearly, it's her, she's holding me. When Tang Meier heard this, her face turned slightly red. It sounded like I was chasing Chu Wei with all my strength. Then he whispered in Chu Wei's ear, do you still want me to help you collect materials? How do you talk? It's obviously you who hugged me. Seeing Tang Meier and Chu Wei getting close to each other and whispering, Lin Wei said fiercely, Chu Wei, I'll say it again, let go of Tang Meier, or I will definitely make you regret it. Make me regret it? I'm afraid you just don't have the ability. Chu Wei's tone was indifferent. Hey, that person named Chu Wei, be careful what you say. Don't think that you are a great person in Taiyuan City. Who in front of you today is not a famous person in Taiyuan City, Jojo said in the sports car. That's right, don't think that just because you have a reputation for making weapons, you can be so aggressive in Taiyuan City. Be careful because you don't know how to write the word death. Do you know that among us in front of you today, none of us in our family need money or people? Look at you, you are a poor student, can you afford to play with us? Jojo spoke again, you don't even look at yourself. You're wearing cheap clothes. I'm afraid the money I spend on a random meal is more than what you spent on clothes in your whole life. You're so poor, and you still imitate others. Goddess. Why don't you take a pee and take a photo of yourself? Let go of Miss Tang Meier and get out of here. You poor bitch. Go away, poor bee. Go away, poor guy, don't be embarrassed here, we're going to the club later. A place like a club is not something you, a poor person, can go to. Secretly envy yourself, poor bee. Listening to the words of this group of people, Chu Wei frowned slightly, and a thought suddenly appeared in his heart, are these people SB? Or it's a joke invited by the monkey? In this age of spiritual cultivation, what does money count? It is just a currency. What is most important in this era is strength and combat power. But the group of people in front of them actually brag about how rich they are. I really don't know where their sense of superiority comes from. Chu Wei had no interest in arguing with these people for a while, and he didn't even have the desire to take action. These young masters looked like scum with a combat power of 5. Maybe Zhang Wu and Lu Nang, who were insulted by him yesterday, were better than them. A bunch of SB. Since you all think that I am not worthy of Tang Meier, then I will pretend to be your boyfriend today. Having made up his mind, Chu Wei immediately put his arm around Tang Meier's waist like those in TV dramas, and said, Lin Wei, you are so shameless, chasing my girlfriend like a pug. Yes, are you a professional dog licker? And you guys, Lin Wei is just a licking dog, do you think you are Lin Wei's lackeys? Defeating this group of people by force would really not give Chu Wei any sense of achievement now, so Chu Wei decided to make them angry to death. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiangzike. Chapter 95. Tang Meyer didn't expect Chu Wei to suddenly hug her waist, and her body trembled slightly. However, after hearing Chu Wei's words, she couldn't help but feel relieved. "Boy, you dare to scold us, you are itching for skin. Poor bee, you will be beaten and cry later." Look, this poor bee boy dared to hug Tang Meyer's waist. I think he doesn't want to live. This is the first time I have seen such an arrogant poor bee. He is really more arrogant than us. That's right, Westbrook said not long ago that he had been chasing Tang Meyer for so long, but he didn't even touch her hand. This boy dared to hug her waist. Isn't this a slap in Westbrook's face? When Lin Wei heard this, his face immediately darkened. "Jojo, if you don't say anything, no one will think you are dumb." Lin Wei jumped out of the sports car directly. He was already furious and punched Chu Wei directly. Chu Wei's eyes were full of disdain, and he actually fought with him. After Chu Wei's physical strength reaches 80 points, physical attacks below 8,000 Jin cannot cause him any harm. And this Lin Wei's fist looks like it has only 4,000 Jin of strength, and it seems that he has a spiritual power of about level 5. With such strength, even if I stand and let him hit me, he can't do anything to me. It's really rubbish. Chu Wei held Tang Meyer's hand without moving, and slapped back with his other hand. With a slap, Lin Wei's body was directly beaten back more than 1 or 2 meters away and lay on the ground. "Looking for a slap?" Chu Wei said coldly. "I wanted to fight with you guys, but you insisted on finding my strong point, which is really not challenging." Lin Wei supported his body and stood up, but he opened his mouth, and with a puff, a mouthful of blood and a few white teeth spurted out. Lin Wei saw that his teeth were all knocked out, and he roared, "Chu Wei, I will never reconcile with you." The people in the other sports cars opened their doors and came to Lin Wei. "Weiss, are you okay? Weiss? Weiss, how are you? Weiss, it seems that you have lost a few teeth. Does it hurt?" Jojo looked sympathetic. Lin Wei was furious after hearing this. "Jojo, you bastard, can you shut up and stop talking?" Haha. Chu Wei and Tang Meier couldn't help laughing. This Jojo really talked about Lin Wei's pain. Could he be an undercover in the enemy camp? After Lin Wei yelled at Jojo, he turned to another young master next to him and said, "Baijun, you go, beat him." Baijun nodded, stood up and said, "Chu Wei, Westbrook is a weapon refiner, and his strength is not his strong point. What's your ability to attack him?" This man is called Baijun, from the Bai family in Taiyuan City. The Bai family is a big family in Taiyuan City. It is said that the head of the family has reached the realm of a superpower, and is considered one of the first-line figures in Taiyuan City. Ouch. It's not a skill to attack him. If you say so, then it's a skill for me to attack you. Does Baijun still fear you? Baijun, who is confident of his spiritual energy level of 9, walked out. Tang Meier smiled. This Baijun probably didn't know that Chu Wei kicked Zhang Wu, who was also at the 9th level of spiritual energy, unconscious yesterday. Even if you get beaten, you deserve it, Tang Meier said to herself. Who told you to help Lin Wei? Are you going to fight me like this? Baijun frowned at Chu Wei, because Chu Wei was still holding Tang Meier's waist at the moment. How was he going to fight? Was he going to fight with one hand? Tang Meier immediately reacted and broke free from Chu Wei's hand, pinching Chu Wei at the same time. Dare to take advantage of the young lady, I'll deal with you later. Chu Wei was speechless. Didn't you ask me to pretend to be your boyfriend? My performance just now was like a professional actor, so I should get full marks. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shuxiang. Chapter 96. I can fight you any way I want, but I'll give you one hand. Chu Wei put his right hand that had just held Tang Meyer behind his back. Bai Jun's eyes turned cold. You brat, you are so crazy. Don't talk so much nonsense. I'll have something to do later after beating you. Even if I don't have anything to do, I have to get stronger. I don't have much time to have sex with you. Bai Jun became angry. Okay, this is the first time I've seen Taiyuan City dare to be so crazy. I think Bai Jun has the strength of level 9 spiritual energy. This kid is too good at pretending. Bai Jun will beat him to death in a minute. That's right, someone who can pretend like this is better than us, Jojo spoke again. Several young masters nearby yelled at Jojo, are we called pretending? We are called powerful. Don't bring trouble on yourself. Shut up if you can't speak. I'm really not afraid of opponents who are like gods, but I'm afraid of teammates who are like pigs. Okay. Stop it, Lin Wei shouted angrily. Bai Jun, I will destroy this kid. I will take care of anything you have to do. Bai Jun was stunned. Although he was angered by Chu Wei's words just now, he just wanted to teach Chu Wei a lesson. He knew that Chu Wei was a student and a second-level weapon refiner. Such students were the treasures of the school. If Chu Wei was really eliminated, big things would definitely happen. What are you afraid of? Lin Wei shouted again, then you take him down for me, and I will kill him myself. Bai Jun was still a little hesitant. Although they were used to being arrogant and trying to destroy others, this Chu Wei was not an ordinary person. The principal of the school would definitely not give up. At this moment, Chu Wei said calmly, based on your hesitation just now, I won't waste you. Before Bai Jun could realize what the sentence meant, Chu Wei's fist had already reached his chest. The speed was so fast that he had no time to avoid it. With the sound of touch, Bai Jun was knocked several meters away. Although he was embarrassed, he was not seriously injured. Several young masters around were shocked. What happened? Bai Jun was actually knocked back with a punch. Chu Wei's previous performance was clearly like a talkative king. How could he be so strong in combat? Compared with his own strength, he is like a king versus a bronze. So why does he talk so much nonsense to us BB? Could it be that he wants to wait for us to pretend to be B first, and then slap us in the face? After beating back the White Army with one punch, Chu Wei looked at Lin Wei coldly. Although Chu Wei had hit Lin Wei before, many of them were in a good mood and fun, and he did not kill him. But when he heard that Lin Wei was going to destroy him, Chu Wei's heart suddenly turned cold. If I fall into Lin Wei's hands today, I'm afraid he will really destroy me. In this case, I will destroy him first. Everyone who has nothing to do with it should step aside. As Chu Wei walked forward, he spoke coldly to the young masters around Lin Wei. Several young masters were shocked. If it was Chu Wei who was a bit boastful before, they wouldn't be so afraid. But now Chu Wei has no unnecessary words, and his words are not very arrogant, but he has a chilling feeling, as if he doesn't listen to the other party, there may really be some bloody disaster. Maybe even Chu Wei himself didn't feel it at this moment. Chu Wei now has an extra temperament, that is, the temperament of a strong man. His words have a deterrent effect on the weak. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shuxiang. Chapter 97. The young masters almost unanimously moved away from Lin Wei. The atmosphere at the scene suddenly became very quiet. Lin Wei also felt it. He looked at Chu Wei who was walking closer. A thin man appeared on his forehead, and his body shrank in fear. As Chu Wei walked, spiritual energy was condensing crazily in his left hand. A stream of suction came from Chu Wei's left hand, sucking the dust and stones on the ground a few inches off the ground and floating in the air. Just when everyone's breath was shocked by Chu Wei's actions, A pair of arms pulled Chu Wei. It was Tang Meyer. Chu Wei, forget it, just think of it as giving me face, okay. Tang Meyer probably didn't expect that things would reach this point. Originally, he just wanted Chu Wei to teach these people a lesson. But if she doesn't stop the current situation, Lin Wei may really be destroyed by Chu Wei. Lin Wei's strength is not high, but he can become the most prestigious person among this group of young masters. Apart from being a first-level weapon refiner himself, the biggest reason is his father Lin Qianyuan. Lin Qianyuan has not only been in the realm of superpowers for many years, but because he is a weapon refiner who has been refining weapons for others all year round, he has a wide network of contacts, and it is normal for him to know people who are in the realm of awakened beings. If Lin Wei is really abolished, this matter will be really big in Taiyuan City. I am afraid that even if the principal comes forward, the matter will not be over. Chu Wei turned to look at Tang Meyer and saw that Tang Meyer looked worried and a little guilty. If Chu Wei really crippled Lin Wei today and caused something irreparable, she would really feel sorry for Chu Wei. Chu Wei, forget it, okay. Just do the little sister a favor. Hearing Tang Meyer's almost begging request again, Chu Wei refused her without mercy. Then he said to Lin Wei, "You are lucky today, stay away when you see me in the future, otherwise I will beat you up and humiliate you. Then I will destroy you, and I will do what I say." Tang Meyer saw that Chu Wei had listened to her words and said quickly, "Okay, let's go with you, little sister. We still have business to do today." Tang Meyer was deeply afraid that Chu Wei would fall out later and want to abolish Lin Wei. Even if he was not abolished, it would be troublesome to break his legs or hands by then. Yeah, Chu Wei nodded. The two got into Tang Meyer's sports car and flew away in the dust. "Wei Xiao, are you okay? How are you, Westbrook?" A group of young masters came to Lin Wei again. Jojo was also on the side, and was about to say, "Westbrook, does your face hurt? I have medicine here." But when he saw Lin Wei looking at him with murderous eyes, he swallowed back what he wanted to say. "Get out of here, all of you. Get out of here," Lin Wei roared. The faces of the young masters immediately turned ugly. At that moment, several people looked at each other, got in the car and left silently. Only Lin Wei was left at the scene. Lin Wei looked at his teeth knocked out by Chu Wei on the ground and punched the ground hard. At this moment, he had already thought that from now on, when people in Taiyuan City mentioned Lin Wei, they would heatedly discuss how his teeth were knocked out by Chu Wei, a man at the pinnacle of weapon refining. "Chu Wei, no matter what the cost, Lin Wei, will definitely let you die." Lin Wei took out his mobile phone from his pocket and dialed a number. "Hey, is this Uncle Gong? I want to kill someone." A faint voice came from the other end of the phone. "Who to kill? What realm?" "His name is Chu Wei, and he is probably at the 9th level of spiritual energy." "Okay." The other end of the phone hung up. Lin Wei held the phone and said to himself with a ferocious expression, "Chu Wei, Uncle Gong is a master in the realm of superpowers. You are dead. I will catch you first and then cut your flesh. Yes, cut his flesh, one by one, and then chop off his hands. How dare you put your hands around Tang Meyer's waist? And gouge out his eyes. And, yes, I also want to cut off his tongue so that his sharp mouth can no longer hold AB." Chu Wei sat in Tang Meyer's sports car and soon came to a stadium-like building. "The thing you want is at the auction. Xiangang is the last item to be auctioned. Let's go in quickly." The auction should have started. "Yeah," Chu Wei nodded. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 98. The guard in front of the building obviously knew Tang Meyer. When the two entered, they respectfully called Miss Tang. Entering the building, there is a hollow stadium inside, with a layer of glass on the top. The stadium is surrounded by movie theater-like seats. The seats are full of people at the moment. This is the auction house. In the center of the stadium was a ceremonial lady holding a microphone. She stood on a high platform, pointed to a large square next to it composed of countless small squares, and said, "This is us in an extremely hidden cave. What we found, according to our guess, is something from aliens. Everyone, please take a look." The etiquette lady pressed the big square, and then the big square immediately formed countless small squares, and pictures appeared on them. There were many people on the pictures, so it was more accurate to say that they were many races. Some of these people have the head of a bull and a human body, some are extremely handsome, and some have two heads and look very ugly. The etiquette lady said, "These are all aliens. This cube is equivalent to a recorder, recording the appearance of these aliens. This is an opportunity to learn about aliens, so 5,000 copies are auctioned national currency." As soon as the etiquette lady said these words, many people exclaimed from the surrounding seats, "It's such a useless thing again, and it's selling for $5,000. Why don't you go and grab it?" "That's right, I bought one before, but it was of no use. Hurry up and put out the next auction item." The etiquette lady is a little embarrassed. It seems that there were too many useless things like this in the past. At first, everyone rushed to buy them when they heard that they might be related to aliens, but now it is difficult to sell them. Just when the etiquette lady was about to announce the next item, Chu Wei, who entered the auction house, raised a sign with 103 written on it and said loudly, "I want it." Everyone around was shocked and looked at Chu Wei. This guy has a lot of money. And it's so easy to fool. In fact, most people on the scene can afford to buy it casually for $5,000, but this thing has been discussed before and is of no use, and the so-called aliens don't know if it is some unscrupulous businessman who came up with a trick to defraud money. Over time, when everyone sees this thing, they think it is a money scam. Since it is a money scam, if someone buys it, they have been fooled, and they are fools. This gentleman from brand number 103, you are very discerning. It is up to you to study the pictures of this alien. Thank you for your support of our Changshui mercenary group. Miss Etiquette seemed to be afraid that Chu Wei would regret it, so she just decided the decision and gave it to Chu Wei without anyone else taking the picture. Chu Wei doesn't care about other people's opinions. After all, Chu Wei always doesn't care about other people's opinions when doing things. As long as he doesn't block his own actions, Chu Wei's method has always been to beat anyone who blocks them. But there was one thing that surprised Chu Wei. Originally, the auction house other than his was also held by the Tang Family Chamber of Commerce, but just from what Miss Etiquette said, this auction house seemed to be held by a group called Changshui Mercenary Group. As if she saw Chu Wei's doubts, Tang Meyer explained, "Our Tang Family Chamber of Commerce only provides the venue, and all the products are from the Changshui Mercenary Group, and we only charge a handling fee." Oh. Chu Wei nodded. He had heard a bit about the mercenary group. The mercenary group moved among various cities and sold some things. This era is not like the Earth in 2019, where express delivery is everywhere. Of course, this era has faster means of transportation than cars and airplanes, but they are too dangerous. Because there are no tall castles or large weapons on the traffic roads in various cities to protect people's safety, so leaving the towns means that you may become food for mutant beasts and zombies. So these mercenary groups traveled around various cities selling items. Soon, someone brought Chu Wei the large square composed of countless small squares, and Chu Wei paid 5,000 United Nations coins. Looking at the pictures on the square, Chu Wei couldn't help but secretly wonder, are the pictures above really aliens? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiang ZK. Chapter 99. Chu Wei had no interest in the auction items afterwards. And he did not leave, because he was waiting for the appearance of the black steel. Just as Chu Wei was studying these alien pictures, the etiquette lady finally spoke, "Everyone, there is only one last auction item left today, that is, 5 1-meter black steels. Everyone knows the value of black steel, a third-level material. It can be used to make weapons and armor. Starting at 500,000 United States dollars, start now. 550,000, someone bid. 600,000, 650,000. Soon the price of black steel reached 1 million, it seems that this material is very popular. I bid 1.5 million, suddenly someone raised the price directly to 1.5 million. Many people at the scene took a breath. Is it necessary to increase so much at once? It seems that this person is determined to get the black steel. Everyone looked at the place where the bid was made, and saw that the person holding the sign was a middle-aged man. There was a sense of majesty on his square face, and the people around him seemed to dare not look directly at him. This person is Luo Shen, the mayor of Taiyuan City. When everyone saw Luo Shen's offer, they all thought about whether to follow, but they soon gave up. It was not because they had no money, but because Luo Shen was the mayor, and his combat power was currently the highest in Taiyuan City. No one dared to confront him head-on. Miss Etiquette asked twice if there was a highest price on the scene. If no one made an offer 3 times, then the black steel would belong to Luo Shen. Just when Miss Etiquette was about to speak for the 3rd time, Chu Wei said, 2 million. At the same time, Chu Wei whispered to Tang Mei next to him, "The last time I took an order to refine the weapon, the wages were about 1 million. Add this Phoenix blood pill, how much can you estimate it for?" The principal gave Chu Wei a Phoenix blood pill that could change his physique last time, but Chu Wei never used it. After all, his physique had long been changed to that of a half-dragon, and this Phoenix blood pill could not give him a better physique. It would be better to sell it for some money. Phoenix blood pill is a good thing. This kind of thing is given by the higher education institutions of the East Union to students with potential. Ordinary people can't buy it even if they have money. If you want to sell it, 5 million is possible. 5 million is so expensive. No wonder many people in the school say that they are the principal's illegitimate children. You know, the principal's monthly salary is only 50,000 minus 60,000, but I didn't expect that the things he gave me are so expensive. It seems that the principal really wants to cultivate himself to become a talent, so he gave him all these precious things. It seems that I have to get a good result in the joint school competition in 2 months, so that the principal can have a good show. Are you really going to sell it? Tang Meyer asked. She really didn't expect that people who cultivate spirits would actually sell this kind of thing that has a chance to change their physique. If this kind of thing is sold to those families, I'm afraid they will fight for it and even break their heads. After all, who doesn't want their children to have a better physique and better development in the future? Sell. This thing is useless to me. Tang Meyer was stunned and couldn't help but say, "Awesome. I'll offer 3 million. At this moment, Luo Shen raised the price again. Chu Wei frowned and shouted directly, 5 million. The scene was shocked. The black steel was sold for 5 million. Who called this price? You know, although black steel is valuable, it also has a price. Generally, 5 meters of black steel is only about 3 million at most, and it will never reach 5 million. Who is this person who treats money as nothing? Tang Meyer next to him was also shocked. During the auction, people raised the price by 50,000 or tens of thousands, but the person next to him raised 2 million at one time. This is not treating money as money, but treating money as paper. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 100. Moreover, the person bidding against him was the city lord. Doesn't this Chu Wei know that doing this will offend the city lord? The troublesome person Tang Meyer and Chu Wei were talking about before was the city lord Luo Shen, because Tang Meyer had long heard the news that Luo Shen also wanted to buy this black steel. Suddenly everyone's eyes were on Chu Wei and Luo Shen. When Chu Wei was with him, everyone looked like they had seen rich people. When it came to Luo Shen, everyone wanted to see Luo Shen's reaction. After all, such a strong performance of suddenly increasing the price by 2 million was equivalent to telling Luo Shen that the other party was going to decide on this thing. What is this behavior? This is equivalent to slapping Luo Shen, the strongest man in Taiyuan City and the lord of Taiyuan City, in the face. And just at this moment, Lin Wei and a man in his 40s or 50s walked in at the entrance of the building. This man in his 40s or 50s had a ruthless look on his face, and he looked like a vicious person at first glance. Lin Wei had just seen clearly what Chu Wei and Luo Shen were bidding on. At that moment, Lin Wei shouted loudly, "Chu Wei, you piece of rubbish! The leader of Luo City is responsible for guarding the safety of our Taiyuan City. You actually daring to steal things from City Lord Luo is simply ungrateful." Chu Wei frowned. This Lin Wei really likes to cause trouble. It seems that he didn't take his warning to him at all. It seems that it's time to destroy him. When the people in the surrounding audience heard this, they immediately looked at Chu Wei and found that the young man who was bidding aggressively just now was really Chu Wei. After all, many people had seen Chu Wei in photos before, and the photos were not real people. It is still difficult to recognize them at a glance. It turns out he is Chu Wei. "This is the first time I've seen him in person," the head of a family said. "I thought he was some great person, but it turned out that he was just like the photo, a boy of 16 or 17 years old," another family head said. "Who says otherwise? I don't know if the rumors about him, the pinnacle weapon refining man in Taiyuan City, are true or false. Although Chu Wei is now a genius in the eyes of ordinary people in Taiyuan City and is the envy of many people, in the eyes of these top brass in Taiyuan City, Chu Wei is not enough to make them panic." "Miss Etiquette, will your auction continue?" Chu Wei shouted loudly to the stage. Only then did the etiquette lady realize that what happened to Lin Wei just now happened suddenly. She said loudly, "Is there anyone who bids higher than Mr. No 103? There was silence. At this point in the auction, no one would bid. They all wanted to see what Luo Shen, the city lord who had been slapped in the face, would do. Luo Shen's eyes darkened in his seat. He was also surprised. He originally thought that as long as he bid, all the respectable people in Taiyuan City would give him face and not bid with him. How could he have expected that a young man like Chu Wei would suddenly appear? Grab something from him? Normally, with his identity, he wouldn't take it to heart, but it was different today. Luo Shen glanced at the old man next to him from the corner of his eye. He, Luo Shen, bid for Xiangang today entirely because of this old man, because of the other party's identity, and because the Xiangang was useful to him. He bought it purely to leave a good impression on the old man. Luo Shen clenched his fists. He was the lord of the city and could not lose to a baby. He was ready to raise his hand. But at this moment, the old man next to Luo Shen spoke, "Forget it, City Master Luo, this black steel is no longer worth the price. If you keep bidding, even if you get it, you will still lose blood." "But, this..." The old man interrupted Luo Shen and said, "I accept City Lord Luo's wishes. I will carefully consider your son's intention to become my apprentice." After speaking, the old man stood up and looked in the direction of Chu Wei.